It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple, New York City. Hello, everybody. I am the Mad Dog. I am Mad Dog Scipio, joined as I am each and every week. Heaven help me by Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. Hello, Amelia. How you doing, kid?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm in a good mood tonight.
Yeah, I could.
I am. I'm in a good mood. Guess what? Today,
Mhm.
you ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even believe it. I'm telling you the truth.
Mhm.
Folks, can't make this shit up. Today is International Podcast Day.
Yeah.
We are celebrating International Podcast Day with yet another feverish episode. We have had some great guests
Yes, we have.
in the last couple. I thought about our little podcast here. It's not little. It's not actually that little.
Mhm.
We got a hell of a show.
Yeah.
We have had some remarkable guests
Yes.
in the last month. We've had Lacey J. Dalton, Rosalind Kind. We've had Jane Dorian. And like these are like big people in entertainment, you know.
Absolutely.
Jerry Herman, Barbara Streisand's sister, Rosalind Kind. Lacey, our friend Lacey J. Mark Sodkin's been here recently. I mean, God, you name it.
Yeah.
We've had some Doc Diamonds here, been here from the world of wrestling.
Yes.
Have you? Oh, speaking of wrestling, have you seen the Vince McMahon documentary?
Not yet, but I told him we are watching it. So.
Oh man, it's a 6-part documentary.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like almost 7 hours long.
Wow.
And I'm going to sit down one day. I watched the whole thing night after night. I'm going to sit down one day on a Saturday and watch it from start to finish.
Yeah, that's
All
probably
7 hours.
or just take a break, watch 3 hours and then 3 hours.
I know, right?
3.5 and 3.5. There you go.
Well, this is Mad Dog Media. What's the Buzz? America's podcast. And we got some interesting shows coming up this week. I think we're going to do, I'm calling this week a return to normalcy.
There you go.
I'm calling this a return to normalcy. I have given Amelia the Pitbull Chapman the task of coming up with some shows this week.
You did.
She did not disappoint. Came up with some good.
Yeah.
Came up with some good. I'm going to give it to you. Came up with some good.
And we didn't have this one for tonight on our list.
Yes, it was actually on our list. Family values.
Mhm.
So, talking about family values, I actually talked to a few people about that, about family values. I said, I'm doing a show on family values. Here's the answer I got.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
What? Are you kidding me?
No. Wait, it gets better. Whose family? Family values. Whose family? Okay.
Were they like in their
There we go.
30s and 40s?
Now we're really splitting hairs. Okay.
How old were they? Like 30, 40 years old?
Yeah. 25, 30. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they don't know what family values are like we do.
That's the point. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the point. They don't know what family values are.
No.
And that's the problem with this generation we're living in.
Yes.
We're living in a generation that's crisscrossed. Here's what's happened.
Right.
I tried to figure this out. So, all right, you know how my mind works. God help me. Because that's how my mind works.
Mine works the same way.
So here's how I rationalize. All right, just bear with me a minute. Let me get this out, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
All right. So you got the generation that's my age, 65 and above. Okay. Then you got the 75 plus generation, which is a whole
Mm.
another stratosphere. But my age and up. Okay, so you got 65 and up, like the retirement age, right? So you got that one. Then you have the under 30 crowd.
Right. Right.
What they're calling now, they're calling them Generation.
Generation X
No, no, no.
or Generation Z?
Generation X are in their 40s and 50s now.
Gen Z or something like that? Or...
Yeah. Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Generation Z, they're calling them, which means zombie. Okay.
Right.
Disease. I'm not kidding. That's what it means.
Yeah, I would
Generation zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, because of this right here.
So, yeah, that, and we're going to have a show on that one. I am going to do a show with Amelia, and I'm going to make Amelia cry because she loves her phone and she loves TikTok and she loves all that social media stuff. Who's in our chat? Oh, look who's here. Your buddy's here.
My boyfriend.
I know this is against tonight's subject matter, but can Amelia do some go-go dancing? I love Captain Miserable, you pervert. You're right.
He'll just get one of those. How's that?
That's funny shit. Oh my God. Here you go. Leon. Here you go. Leave it to Leon.
No.
Wrestling is now relevant. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, is the Democrat nominee for president.
We've been calling her that, haven't we?
Fanny, that the price you get for them if you sell them on eBay. Oh, Leon. Leon's good. He's in one of them moods tonight. But that is funny though, Leon.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. So you got my age and above, you got the 30 and under. Okay. Then you got this, what I call, and really they are kind of this, I call them the lost generation.
Right.
My generation were called the baby boomers. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm a baby boomer. All right. So I get that. All right. I understand what that means. There's a generation now between the ages of like, not even Amelia, between the ages of 30 and 40.
Right.
But there's a generation between the ages of 40 and 50.
Mm-hmm.
I call them the lost generation.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about people in their 40s and 50s.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Who don't have a clue.
No.
They don't have a clue. And what's even scarier, God forbid, but it's true, is that the older generation, the 70 and up crowd,
yes,
are connected. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
They're connected to the lost generation, the 40s and 50s. Why? Think about it. The people in their 70s and above are the parents of the people in their 40s and 50s right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you follow me there.
Right. Yeah.
That's why they're lost. Okay. I had I'll call it an experience. It wasn't a bad experience because nobody got hurt, thank God.
Mm.
I had the experience today of dealing with a woman, probably about 75, driving a car backwards right into my car. Right? Luckily, my hand was long enough. I reached out the window and smacked the back of her trunk.
Oh my gosh.
She thought she hit somebody, and that's when she stopped.
Oh my gosh.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have stopped till she hit my car.
Mm.
Now, I say that to tell you that this woman, 75 years old, who should know better,
right,
was on the phone talking as she's backing up.
Wow.
I'm not, and she was driving a Cadillac, and not a new Cadillac, a long one, one of the
older models.
The ones that used to look like a boat.
Yes,
Like stick a motor on it and stick it in the water because they probably float.
Yeah.
That's the kind of car she was. It was a monster Cadillac, you know? And I'm sure the lady had money,
Hmm.
you know? And if I was a some sort of less than reputable patient, what did I say? Patient person,
Right.
what I would have done, is let her hit me.
Right.
But I'm not going to do that because, first of all, I don't need the money that bad. Number one, and that's not how I work. It's not what I do. You know, I'm already hurt. I got rods and screws in my back. I don't need to go to the hospital again. Okay,
Mm.
I'm done
No.
with that shit if I can help it.
Right.
Anyway, but that generation, that lost generation between 40 and 50. Then you got the generation 50 to 70, my crew, the baby boomers,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Because I'm right in the middle of it, right? Then you got, of course, the 70 plus up crowd, and the older folks.
Right.
Um, People like Frankie Valli, that's 90 years old and still singing.
Wow.
Lip,
That's
lip
amazing.
syncing, by the way, but he's lip syncing. And he's all over TikTok, and you can't go anywhere without seeing Frankie Valli lip syncing, Sherry Baby or some shit like that.
Angie Dickinson just turned 93, I think, speaking of the older generation, too.
And Angie Dickinson, Barbara Eden just turned 93, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
I want to know what they're drinking.
No,
And
right?
Barbara Eden she still looks hot for
Yeah.
93. I got news for you. I'd bang her. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. Leon would. Leon would for sure, even with Rosie sitting there. But here's what I'm bringing that up for this reason, and I'm, of course, me, I got to make everything funny. But seriously, though, for a minute,
Right.
that generation doesn't have a clue what family values are. They
Right.
don't understand them because they're not raised with parents. They're
Exactly.
being raised with this.
Absolutely correct. You are right.
Okay.
100%. Thank you
They're
for
not.
saying that.
Kids are not being raised by parents. It's Guess what? I would be okay if they were raised by other kids,
Right.
but they're not.
Nope.
They're raised by this.
Yeah, and the TV's turned on to their favorite show, like on YouTube or
This is what their kids are into.
their personal little tablets, watching
You
their little
know.
TV show or something like that, Bluey or whatever it is that they're calling it. That
So
they
let
watch.
me ask you a question, Amelia.
Mhm.
This whole question of family values, where do you think things went awry?
As soon as they passed the law that you stop spanking your kids, you can go to jail. That's when it
Yep.
happened.
Can I read you something? It's funny that you say that. I'm going to read you something.
Mhm.
And I promise you, I'm not even making this up.
Mhm.
I
Wow.
just got this tonight.
Yeah.
It says my parents spanked me as a child. As a result, I now suffer from a psychological condition called respect for others.
Yes, exactly. Respect.
You hear
The
that? Do
main
you hear what I'm
word.
saying?
Yes, respect.
Respect for others. What happened to that? Where did that all go? Respect for others. That went the way of family values. It disappeared.
Exactly. It disappeared. It's gone.
It got eaten up. You know what happened, Amelia? I thought about this. Family values got eaten up in the computer generation. They got
Yes.
devoured by the net.
Mhm.
The net took a hold of family values. It chewed it up. It spit it out. Now family values are AI, deep fakes,
Yes.
celebrity influencers.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Here's the worst. We were going to have a woman on this show. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's got a son. She's trying to promote her son as an influencer. Instead of training her son, go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, do something to help humanity. This kid who can't speak a word and has no social skills, who appeared on our show, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
That model. I'm not going to give him any credit. She's trying to promote that model as a social influencer. Why? He's got no talent, no skill, and he looks like everybody else. Make him different, lady, mom. You out there, mom? Make him different.
Right.
Teach him to respect people. Teach him to speak. Send him to college to learn how to speak. Be a doctor. Be a lawyer. Be somebody important. Nobody gives a flying motherfuck what celebrities have to say. And I won't allow them. I will never allow them on this show to do that.
Exactly.
Okay, and none of them. And I've had some pretty big names on this show. Okay? I've had some big names. I've had some A-listers on this show.
You had one recently that found out that I had a Democrat and Republican card, and he's like, well, you have both. Are you going to vote for one or whatever? And I'm like, I'm not going to let anybody know who I'm voting for. But if I decide to vote for Trump, that's my decision. And I'm not going to say anything negative.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm not going to say it.
Right. You believe in Kamala, that's your business. But if I believe in Trump, that's my business.
Yeah, so like Leon says, Kamala the Ugandan giant. Right?
Yeah, because I'm not going to influence a person to say, you got to vote for this person because I believe in this person. You're going to want to vote for who you want to vote for because you believe your own beliefs. You're going to listen to what you want to hear and hear, not from anybody else.
Your boyfriend, Captain Miserable, says, back in the 90s, I got into a distinguished Southern gentleman and asking if we as a species got TV too early. Good question. We had no idea what was coming with social media. Rest in peace, JB. I know what he's talking about. Here's the thing. First of all, I could not agree more with Captain Miserable. I could not agree more. He also says, and I'm going to talk about this. Before boomers, they were children of the Depression. My mom will be 90 on Saturday. God bless her. My mother's 89.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom.
So I already know that Captain Miserable is Italian because he's using a word that I actually know. Cent'anni. Cent'anni means live to be 100 years old.
Yes.
If you've ever seen The Godfather, they're sitting around the table and Michael Corleone's brother Fredo goes, Cent'anni. And the girl, what's that means? What's Cent'anni means? It means 100 years of life and health to you. That's what it means.
I think I've seen that movie one time, and that was like 2 years ago, but I had not seen it before until like 2 years ago. Can you believe that?
I believe that. Because you're Medigan.
Well, no, what happens is my parents used to be influenced with us watching TV, what we could watch, what we couldn't watch until a certain age, and then I forgot all about that.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for Joe Polario, by God.
They didn't let us watch rated R movies, things like that. And I understood why, because they didn't want to see
I need to give applause to Joe and Irene Valerio. There you go.
And I thank them for that, because not to this day, they have not heard me curse in front of them. I swear to you. I have not cursed in front of my parents.
Captain Miserable, you bring up an very, very interesting and excellent point for discussion. That generation I spoke of, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Right.
He's talking about that generation that's, well, to use a TV term, that's lost in space.
Yeah.
Okay? By the way, it's one of the shows we're going to be talking about Wednesday. Well, since um, but that's what we're talking about.
Hmm.
It's a generation that's completely and utterly obliterated by the generation before them, and certainly now the generation after them.
Right.
Because the generation that's coming up now, first of all, doesn't understand family values, doesn't know what it is, does not know how to implement family
Right.
values.
Exactly.
I mean, think about Amelia.
Hmm.
Educate me here. Where do they start?
They start with the parents. Family values start with the parents at home. When as soon as the kids are born, that's when you start. You start right when they're born.
All
You
right.
start
Well,
teaching them. You
That's a
start
good start. Continue.
start teaching them what if they have siblings or not. Even if they don't, you teaching them right at the beginning how to share,
That's a
how
good
to be
point.
kind.
That's a real good point right there.
Mhm.
That's a really good point. Siblings.
Yes.
There are a lot of parents that are like one child households.
Right. Exactly.
I was lucky. I had two sisters. I have, God took one and, and left me with the pain, the pain in the ass.
Hey,
And
we're
I love
all in
her.
one group. Yay! No, just
And I love my sister. She's a good mom.
hmm
She's a hard worker, boy. She really works
good
hard.
sister, good
Uh,
mom, good parent, good
yeah.
cousin, good
And
friend.
she works at a diner and I get my breakfast free sometimes.
There you go.
Um, and, no, but here's the thing though. But I understand that.
Hmm.
That's important what you just said. It's really, really important because there is an entire generation of single one, you know, one child homes.
Oh yeah, yeah. There is. There's a lot like that now.
And I don't know, and I'm wondering maybe if Leon and Captain Miserable, because you guys are in the chat room with me, I'm wondering if you guys could enter your opinions on, is it single child household any different in raising them than if you had siblings, or is the family value system implemented the same way?
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? Walk me through.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like I just had a sister, so I didn't know what it was like to have a brother, but that would have been nice to have.
Well,
But at
you
least I
have
had a
one sister. Is that you only have one sister,
that's
right?
it, one sister, and I'm the
And you
oldest.
don't have any brothers.
Nope, I'm the oldest.
Okay, and you're the oldest. And I have, as I said, I have a sister who's in heaven now, and I have a sister that's here.
Hmm.
We were all raised the same way. And then, granted, there's 20 years, almost 20 years between myself and let me see, how many, 15 years between myself and my
Hmm.
younger sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There was 2 years between myself and my first younger sister. That's because had she lived,
Hmm.
my sister Gina, God rest her soul, would be 63 now. She would be 63 now. Because she's been going, she passed in 18, 19, 21, 2, 3. She's been going almost 7 years now.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
she would, and I'm 65. She would be 63 had she lived. My
That's
sister Michelle
hmm
is just now, see, 53, 54, maybe 53,
hmm
somewhere around there, the 52, 53. Not quite,
She's
15
about my
years,
age.
but
She's about my
yeah,
age.
yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
And what are you, like 12
50.
years younger, not 12, 13 years
I'll
younger than
be
me?
53 this year. 52, 53. Yeah, 53.
Yeah, on JFK Day,
Unfortunately, right?
right? Um, Go ahead, Neil.
No, but I mean, it's like when you grow up with a sibling, you understand what it's like to family value. But it's like when you watch these people, like I saw a video of the USB ports that they have now, right? Like
Yeah.
well, this lady found one on her wall, And it
Yeah.
was the plugins that we used to have for the old telephones, the long cord to plug into like Southwestern Bell. And she's like, I've just
Yeah.
moved into this house, and what kind of USB port is that? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. That is not a USB port. People were
Right.
commenting, are you an idiot? Are you blonde underneath there? And
Leon says something important, and I look at this and I understand this. I guess we're rare though. We fight like cats and dogs. We're faithful, and even if we're mad at each other, we will take up for the other one.
um,
Absolutely.
absolutely, that's how Spanish people are
I
too.
like this. I think I might be related to Captain Miserable.
Oh yeah.
I really do. I think I might be related to Captain Miserable.
Oh,
Side note: my mom is 4 feet tall. My mother, Captain Miserable, is 4 feet 8. She's little. She was taller. She shrunk
mhm.
down a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
And I would rather fight Andre the Giant than face her.
And a wooden
That See
spoon.
that wooden spoon, boy, man. That spoon will knock the fuck out of you. She'll beat the shit out of you with that fucking wood. And that wooden spoon will not break.
Well, we had a
Your
paddle.
face will break before the spoon does. My mom can curse pretty well, even though she will
She'll
deny
deny
it.
it.
Oh, let me tell you something. My mother she is very fluent in the F bomb.
Oh.
That's where I get it from. Because my father would never curse. God rest his soul. I have a brother and sister, both older. We fought like cats and dogs. We had it really rough when I was a kid, and did a lot of, as did a lot of people back in the late 70s. I never knew how good I had it. Amen, brother. Let me tell you something. I was raised. Everybody thought we had money, okay, because I had the best clothes, lived in a nice house. But you got to understand something. And Leon and Captain Miserable will understand this. I was raised in the early and middle 60s. I was born in the 50s. Okay, so I have a couple of years on you guys. But there are certain things that I understand, like the fact that that wooden spoon will kill you. Okay, number one. Number two, you don't appreciate just how good you have it till you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, this is the truth.
Okay,
That right there.
I didn't. My father, but and this is no, there's no shame in this. My father,
hmm
when I was a kid, was a bartender and a waiter.
Yeah.
Of course, as I got older, he bought a couple of restaurants.
Right.
And I got news for you. We were doing better before he bought the restaurants because they're a big expense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. But my father had a couple of restaurants. But the thing is, he never let us forget. This is my money, not yours. Okay. I have the business. Your mother and I own the business. It's our money, not yours. If you want it, you work for it.
Right.
So guess where I worked?
In the restaurant.
In my dad's restaurant. Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly where I worked.
Yeah. After I graduated high school.
Let me tell you something. My father, God rest his soul, you Pop, I love you. My father hired and fired me 9 times.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even lying. Hired and fired me 9 times. Here's why. Pain in the ass that I am, I was the only one that could do the job the way he wanted it done.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's called family values.
Yes.
Okay? That's called family values. You got to know that. Yeah, I'm like almost 10 years older than you, Leon. I was born 50. I'm a little older.
Yeah, just a little.
A little bit. But here's the thing. The way Leon was raised, the way Rosie was raised, Captain Miserable, I feel like we're all kindred spirits because I understand what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. We used to have the.
Especially if you grew up where I did in the Northeast,
Hmm.
which is a it's if you can grow up in the North. First of all, if you grew up in the Northeast, you were tough
Oh yeah, of
because you
course.
had to be just
Hmm.
to survive. I'm not
Right.
lying.
No, no. I can
Leon,
understand.
Captain, please tell me if I'm lying.
Mhm.
I'm not lying at all. Captain Miserable says, my mistake was breaking the wood. Breaking the wooden spoon with my knee. After that, I graduated to that nightmare called the rubber spatula. Oh my
Oh no,
God.
no,
Oh
no, no.
no. I will say I never got a beating I didn't deserve.
Oh,
I got hit my whole life once. Once. That was all it took.
I
One
think
time.
I know
You
for a
know
fact.
why? It was my own damn fault. I was being a snot nose. I was being disrespectful, and I
Mhm.
had it coming.
Mm.
That was the old thing back in the day. If
Yeah,
you're Italian, you understand. You had it coming.
you had it coming, huh? But I always got spanked if I needed it. My sister got spanked more than I did because she got in trouble more than I did, and she's like,
Shout out to Port Ewan, New York. I know where Port Ewan is, you prick. I know where Port Ewan, New York. Absolutely.
and then
Um, Go ahead, Amelia,
no,
please.
my sister and I, she used to always like, get in trouble more than I did. So my mom would spank her either with a belt or we had a paddle, the kind that you would get from the principal's office
Oh
paddle.
yeah. Oh yeah. I
Somebody ended up giving
understand.
us one. And I thought, the belt's gonna hurt, so it's a paddle, so I'm not gonna get myself in trouble. So no, no, no. And she's like,
Right?
"Well, let's
Yeah.
do this."
No. Exactly.
She's like, "Oh, let's do this." I said, "Are you kidding? We're gonna
Right.
get in trouble." She goes, "Yeah, but you're older." And I said, "I don't care if I'm older or younger. I'm not gonna get in trouble." She goes, "Oh, you're just a sissy." And I said, "I'd rather be a sissy than get in trouble." I
So I would say, bet your ears.
you know what? I don't want that on my hiney. No, thank you.
Absolutely. Please.
My mom was a more disciplinarian than my dad, but they both disciplined us. But I thank God that she did because I wouldn't be who I am today. And I raised my kids the same way.
Absolutely.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get your little hiney spanked. Period.
Absolutely. Bet your ass.
And my
I
kids turned
believe it.
out without being into trouble, without getting into anything. Like some of the kids are.
People don't understand. It's a, like I said, I spoke to a couple people about family values. Okay,
Mhm.
family values. The one thing I laughed at when they said I said, "What do you think about family values?" And they said, "Whose family?" And I thought about it. I said, "You know what? They're absolutely right. Whose family are we talking about?" Because we could be talking about the Manson family, or the Adams family,
Right,
or the Valerio family, or the DeCipio family.
right.
But here's the thing: family values in the DeCipio family did not necessarily mean going to church,
No,
because we didn't do that a lot.
no.
Um, we did when I was little, but then as you get older, you find
It
your own
stopped.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, or it stops or whatever. Yeah.
mhm.
Um, but the core values of family values are love, respect. Big one is respect.
That's
Uh,
the biggest.
Patience is another big one. I learned that the hard way. Talking about family values, you have to talk about the place of the elders in the family.
Yes.
Because what I'm seeing today really hurts my heart that I'm seeing elderly people completely ignored, completely disrespected.
That's the truth.
And but that's that's it's not my family, but that's the
Well,
way.
it's also too like,
I
you
hate to say that's the way it is, but it's kind of like the way it is right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, if you're on social media and you want your kids to be like, if it's a skit or not, I don't care. If there's somebody in one of those, wheelchair things for the grocery store, you know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about, and you're pulling your cart around, you don't expect a 7-year-old to say to this elderly
Yeah,
person that's right there saying, "You're in my way, motherfucker." A 7-year-old,
exactly.
whether it's a skit or
Exactly.
not.
Yeah.
That is 7-year-old. Come on, I would never. I
Mhm.
would have my face blown into
That's
next
exactly
week,
what I'm talking about.
if I
That's
talked like
exactly
that.
what. See now, Captain Miserable, you live in the South now. It's funny because I lived in Tennessee for almost 15 years,
Yeah. Oh,
and
we did.
I got out. I got out alive.
So did
Um,
I.
we got out alive.
Yay. Yeah.
Thank goodness. It was an interesting experience. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's it's an acquired. Yes, everything's cheaper down there, but
Tennessee is its own country.
it's Tennessee is a state built on hypocrites
Yes.
and hypocrisy. There's
Uh-huh.
a church every 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And they're all
but
Baptists.
it's the state with the highest alcoholism rate, the state with the highest rate of incest,
Yeah.
the state with the highest rate of domestic abuse, the state with more arrests for disorderly conduct than any other state in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, there's a church every 5 feet,
Yes.
and there's a bar every 10 feet.
And you know that certain counties are dry counties, which is so funny you say that because they'll find a way to bring it into the county.
There's no such thing as a dry county. Let me tell you something. I moved to Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
in 1996. Okay. I bought a house there that had not one, but two alcohol stills.
Oh my gosh, I can just
I'm
imagine.
not I, I'm not even making this up.
I can just
Not
imagine.
one, but two alcohol stills.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know a guy gave me $500 to take it out of there?
Oh wow.
He said, "Can I have that still?" I said, "For what?" I said, "For scrap metal." He goes, "No, man." He goes, "I like to take that because I'm gonna be make me some shine."
Oh yeah.
Shine.
Yeah, that's what they call
Where
it.
I come from, shine is what you put on your shoes,
Yeah.
okay, or your car.
Yeah, it took a little while to get used to the language there because they have
Yeah,
their own little language.
shine. Yeah. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Um, it's different. It's different. But family values down there are different too.
Oh, two different.
And
It's
they don't treat children well and they don't treat animals well. They treat
oh no,
animals worse than children.
yeah, I've seen it living there firsthand, and like
Yeah.
coming from a Mexican
Tennessee,
household, yeah, it's different.
Tennessee. I mean, when I say what they say, how do they say it? All that glitters is not gold.
All that glitters is not gold. Yeah,
Yeah, well, guess what? There's a lot of shiny shit in Tennessee,
yeah,
and it smells really, really bad too.
yeah. And growing up in a Mexican household, Mexican environment, all my aunts and uncles looked out for all of us cousins. I mean, if one of us said, "Don't go near that" or "Don't do that," we had listened, period, or else, because they got to spank us. If our parents weren't around to spank us, they got to spank us
Well, and
because
look, you know,
they saw us. We were running around where we weren't supposed to. We were getting in trouble by somebody,
absolutely,
and we had
absolutely.
to listen to our elders. Period, and you had to
Well,
respect
that's
your
all
elders.
part of family values that people don't
They
understand.
don't
It's not
understand.
just,
Mm-mm.
you know, it's going to church as a family. Is
No.
that part of it? It's some
Or
families, yeah.
watching TV together, eating supper
Watching,
together.
yes. Here's something that I do not permit in my house.
Mhm.
If you're at my dinner table, your phone better be off and in your pocket or your purse if you're a woman. If you sit at my table and you've got your phone next to you,
Mhm.
we're not eating until that phone gets put away.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Well, we were like at my
You
daughter's
don't
house. Thing.
no phones at the table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, in my house,
Mhm.
it's a partnership here. My wife and I rule equally. but I'm the man. I'm the head of the house.
Right.
I got 51%. She's got 49%.
Yeah, I wonder where I've heard that before. No, just kidding.
No, it's 50-50. But the bottom line
Yeah,
is,
I know what you're
I
talking about.
always make the final decision,
Yeah.
usually. And when if we disagree, we
Mhm.
have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Fry me up some possum and drink me some shine. Oh my God,
Oh,
Leon,
Leon,
please,
really?
bro, you're killing me, Leon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But it's hard sometimes whenever you're trying to raise your
Yeah.
kids and you're working as a female, working, and then it's like your partner is, it just feels like you're working by yourself, you're raising your kids by yourself, and that was a hard part for me
Well, and I understand that
because
because
you know my situation,
yeah, absolutely.
and so
It,
it was hard for me.
yeah, and I understand that, but you have to remember too. And again, people today don't know how lucky they have it because
You
if
don't.
you're having a hard time, if you're having difficulty,
Mhm.
today there's all kinds of help.
Oh
Back
yeah,
in the day, the
you get
only
your
help you had was your family.
yeah, exactly.
That was it.
That was
You
it.
know,
My parents could babysit if they weren't
you
watching my
had,
sister's kids.
if you were lucky, or blessed, as the case may be, to still have mom and pop around, you were in good shape. Now,
Hmm.
like I said, mom and pop both got to work. If there's a mom and pop there,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just the father, sometimes it's just the mother, and nobody raising the kid. The phone's raising the kid,
yeah,
or worse than the phone raising the kid is some fucking sissy fairy Mary, some tranny in school reading them story time.
well, that's
Is that's fucking family values.
no, that's what they consider it now, but
Yeah,
it's
the
not at
sissy
all.
Mary family values.
Yeah,
I don't care who's offended. I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a shit if you're offended by me calling a transsexual sissy fairy Mary. Because they are.
yeah,
They're not men. They're not women. Pick a gender, you stupid fucks. That's part of what's wrong with family values.
yeah. Or even like if you're flipping through social media, stuff like that, there's this person dressed in a woman's outfit, and the skirt is so short when they're jumping around, you can see the little thingy like that. And I'm like,
The
oh my
little
god! I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Nobody's reporting this.
Amelia. Oh my God, Amelia, you're killing
You want
me.
me to
The
say
little
it?
thing.
You want me to say his dick? I'll say his
His
dick.
his balls.
No,
Okay.
it was his dick. Okay.
Oh.
It was his dick. You could see it underneath the skirt moving like this,
Oh
and he was
my
dressed in a
God.
short skirt like that, and he was going like this, like, "Yay, come on, I need hit that screen, hit that screen." I'm like, "Oh my god, you'll be freaking kidding me! Nobody's
My
reporting this idiot."
brother-in-law Scott says Anita has 51%. Not in
I-
this house, brother. Uh-uh.
and so,
It may seem that way, but it only seems that way. Trust me when I tell you that. For sure. But that's what we call in the business for shoot, bro. For shoot.
what you making her
Be
think
doing
he's
my
got
Vince
50
doing my Vince Russo for you. Captain Miserable says, I don't know. I was married to a Southern Belle, and she sure as hell loved our animals more than she did me. You got lucky. You got lucky. Because that was not my experience.
It took me long to get to even hold a dog. 'Cause all my whole life, I was
Right?
told by my parents that I was scared of dogs, and
Why?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't want one,
Interesting.
but we have 3 now, so and my son
Oh, do
Joseph
you really?
my son Joseph helps me take care of them. Of course, we got Brady, the bigger one, and we got Lucy and Chloe, the 2 Yorkies. So, and then of
Oh no
course we
shit.
lost
How
them
about
on the
that?
we lost some of them, but family values you don't understand, like you said, until they're gone because the main person that probably held the family together is gone,
Yeah.
and everybody
Exactly.
goes their separate
There you
ways.
go.
You know?
There you go.
Hmm.
Right there. Right there. Sometimes in my family, when my father passed away,
He was like
that was it.
everybody was like this, and then he passed away, and everybody just
My
went like
father was the super glue.
this. That held
My
it
father
together.
was the family value.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Let's see what else we got in our chat time. We got a busy chat tonight. This is
Yeah.
good.
I think it's your brother-in-law,
I can
Scott.
tell you a story about. I'll tell you what, Scott. We're going to do it, please. Oh, my
Yes.
brother-in-law has seen it all. He's an EMT,
We should have him on
and
the show then and talk about it.
oh, to have Scott on the show.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday,
You
whenever
won't
he's
have
free.
enough breath after you, because you'll be laughing the whole fucking time. He's
It's
funny as
okay.
shit.
We're gonna be talking about transgender, the takeover. That's one of our shows, the takeover of transgender.
The
So
trans takeover we're doing. Yeah,
yeah,
we're doing the trans takeover.
so when
Not on
he's
this
free.
fucking show. We ain't. Nope.
Well, how badly it's gotten is what I meant. We're gonna put it in that spectrum. We're not gonna put it in.
Yeah, but they're not gonna like me because they can call me transphobic. They can call me homophobic. First of all, I'm not homophobic.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I don't have a problem with homosexuals because a homosexual knows who they are.
Yes, good. Of
A
course.
trans doesn't know if it's a he, she, or a she, he.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I don't want to call it, they, or them because there's just one person. It's a person,
it's
not a
either
it.
hair pie or balls across the nose. Which is it? Okay,
Exactly.
it's not both. Because we're not going there.
Yeah, exactly.
Then and if you're dealing with both, then you're not a trans. You're a hermaphrodite, and that's a whole different show.
And that's
And
what
that's a medical condition.
and see, family values has gone out the window too because it's like they let you be whatever at a certain young age, and that's not right. Just like when I told you my nephew, when they had their baby, the nurse asked him specifically, "What's the gender of your baby?" I'm
Right.
like, "It's a male, lady. Can you not see? Are you damn blind?" That's what my nephew
Well,
told her.
yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly the point.
yeah,
Yeah. Is it blind or ignorance? It's both. It's blind
yeah,
ignorance. That's what it is. I mean, look, we could do this all day long, but here's the point. It's a simple proposition. Got to get back to the basics.
yes,
Respect
respect.
is the number one criteria missing
Absolutely.
in the family unit, in the nuclear unit. First of all, there is no more nuclear family unit. It's broken apart, it's dismantled. It's
Right.
been eviscerated by CERN, by radioactivity. It's been eviscerated by bombardment of social media.
Hmm.
You can call it social media all day. It's bullshit, is what it the fuck is.
Yeah.
Okay? It's bullshit. That's all it is. By
Taking care
any
of,
other name, it's still bullshit.
yeah, exactly. Or might as well just say the kids' parents these days is what that is. It's not their biological parents anymore. That's what it is.
Well, that's a problem too.
Yeah.
That's a problem too. Understanding. Let me back up. And I want people to understand where I'm going with this. Were things better when I was younger? Yeah, I believe they were.
Oh yes.
But did we have our share of problems?
We
Yes,
all
we
did.
did. Of course. Hold on, Mel. But understand something. No generation is without its issues. But this generation has gotten more issues than places to put those issues. In a nuclear family unit, you sit down, you talk, you work things out.
Right.
There's no families left anymore to sit down to talk them out.
Correct.
You understand? The nuclear unit is gone.
Right.
Does not exist anymore. It's not the way I want it. Certainly not. But what choice do I have? I've got two choices. Either accept the hypocrisy and mediocrity and deal with it, or say, fuck no, absolutely not. My name, my family, my reputation will never be besmirched in that manner. But you've got to be willing to stand up for your family. That, my friend, is called family values.
Absolutely, yes.
Go ahead, Amelia. I'm sorry, but I had to get that off my chest.
No, I understand because, like, I still to this day, even though my grandmother's passed away, all my aunts and uncles, I still call them and see how they're doing. They call me. I check up on my cousins to see how we're doing. And even if I haven't seen them in 2 or 3 years, when I go visit, or like we all get together, we're like one big happy family. We're helping each other, or if somebody's in crisis, we're there for each other, no matter what.
Right.
And we're
And I
always going
get
to be there
that. I understand that.
because my grandmother installed that in us. You're going to be kind. You're going to be empathy. You're going to love. You're going to care. You're going to
Think
be
about
there.
what you just think about. That's beautiful. Think about what you just said.
Mhm.
Your grandmother, what's the word you used? Instilled.
Yes.
Listen to that word.
Both of them.
Instilled in her. What does the word instilled mean? It means to ingrain, to emblazon, to
Mhm.
brand in you.
Yes.
Okay? Respect was instilled in me,
Absolutely.
not
Yes.
by fear, but by kindness.
Hmm.
At the end of every show, I say that to our audience: be kind to one another. Till
Absolutely.
we see you again, be kind to one another. Hopefully, we'll see you again, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Hmm.
That's what I always say. You know why? Because tomorrow is promised to no one.
Absolutely.
Nobody has a guarantee. Nobody's got a guarantee. Not me, not you, not Pitbull, nobody. None of us.
Mm-mm.
One day at a time, folks.
Right.
Be good to each other first. Then, if you got a problem with somebody, deal with them one on one in a respectful manner.
Right.
If you got a problem with somebody today, the first thing somebody wants to do is come at you with a baseball bat or a gun.
Exactly.
What about sitting down with somebody and having a conversation? Like, nobody talks their shit out anymore.
No, I know, right?
Let me go back to our chat. We got some activity here. Here you go. There you go. Says the U.S. has been below the level of replacement since the 1970s. There is the coming population collapse. Oh, yeah, that's coming, brother. They don't even have a. Wait till you hear that show that I do, because that's already on the docket. It's a worldwide problem. Japan is really struggling. Yeah, you don't want Japan's problems right now.
Yeah.
You really, really don't. China has seen the devastation of their one-child policy. Now, listen to this. I talked about it before.
Hmm.
In China, by law, listen to this shit. By law, you're only allowed to have one child.
Oh, they know it.
What happens if you have more than one child?
They usually kill them, don't they?
Well, they've been trying, but here's what people are doing. They're leaving China and coming to America.
Mm.
And they're going to other places, Paris, for example, France, England. They're going to other places that will accept them in. Do you know the one country you don't want to have a problem with is China? Do you know why? The Chinese army is bigger than the United States of America.
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen them walk down the street, just all like one in sync little thing. They look like one person.
Let me
Like
tell you, you don't know shit. With all due respect, Amelia,
Uh-huh.
you don't know. You don't have a clue what their army's about.
Oh, I mean,
There are
that's
300. Listen to what I'm saying to you, please.
Mm-hmm.
There are 300 million members.
Mm-hmm.
300 million members in the Chinese army alone. There are only 270 million Americans. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Wow.
Their army is bigger than our entire population. You do not want a problem with China.
Right. And don't they have to? The sons have to be there, like once they have reached a certain age, the men have to join the army for like a little bit, or what?
They're required by law.
Right, to reach.
It's yeah. They have to go for 4 years.
Mm,
A 4 year stint. Yep.
wow.
The big picture is that they're growing resentment of older people. We were talking about that, brother. I'm going to tell you what. I
Mhm.
said that 5 minutes ago.
You did, yeah.
Older people. No respect anymore for older people. That's the
No.
biggest problem. Tomorrow is not promised for personal experience. Yeah, absolutely, Leon.
Hmm.
Absolutely. All right, listen, folks. Amelia's going to tell you what we got coming on tomorrow night. Let's see. Tuesday. Go ahead, Neil. It's up there for you.
Yes, going off the grid, old school. What would you have to do? What would you need to do if we had no more computers, no more internet, no more phones? You had to live
Amelia,
off
why
the
do people
land.
do it? Why do people? Why do you think people? Why do you think people like fly off the grid? Like don't want they leave society
Hmm.
and they're never heard from.
Well, one could be to get away from all the combustion and all the people, all the city life, and two could
Yep.
be that they're wanted criminals. I hate to say it that way, but that's the truth.
A lot of them are.
Yeah,
A
I'm not
lot of them
kidding.
are.
I'm
Do
not
you
kidding.
know? I know someone. I'm not going to say who it is.
Hmm.
I know someone that was making 275,000 a year
Hmm.
as a corporate executive that quit their job. Quit. He quit his job to live in the woods.
Oh, wow.
To live in, and that's where he's living in the woods. He got his money. He's got. I'm not going. So nobody's going to knock him off over here. I know where
Right.
he's at.
Hmm.
Right. He's got plenty of money. He's got running water. He's got a place to go to cook and place to get his. Everything he does that he did in his high rise apartment.
He has
He
now.
does now in his trailer in the woods.
Hmm.
Remarkable, ain't it?
Wow.
What else we got? Wednesday.
We have what happened to our TV, like our TV shows, our wholesome TV shows that we used to watch, and now we have nothing but crap on TV.
Yeah, what happened to the great sitcoms? What happened
Yeah.
to the Waltons? What happened to Little House on the Prairie?
Hmm.
Well, Amelia's going to have a guest from Little House on the Prairie, and his name is Dean Butler, and he'll be here
That would be on the 9th of
October.
October.
I think he'll be here the 9th, October
The
the
9th of
9th.
October, yes, on Wednesday.
I may or may not be here with you. Depends on if I get back from Philly in time. um, if not, I'll join you remotely from wherever the hell I am in the car.
That sounds okay. We don't mind.
What else? The other thing is Alistair Cross will be joining us again.
Yeah,
A horror writer, amazing writer. Alistair Cross will be joining us on October the 8th, 7 p.m. to talk about his amazing body of works, the most famous of which is The Vampires of Crimson Grove.
Mhm.
I'll get it together. The Vampires of Crimson Cove.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
There's a lot of hey, there's a lot to say in there, you know.
Well, he has a lot of
You
other
get
books
tongue
too.
tied saying it
Yeah.
too. By
Yeah.
God. Anyway, what else we got? Is that it?
And on Thursday, we're not going to be on Monday because we have a show for Thursday that we're doing on the 10th of October with Jeffrey Mark, returning guest Jeffrey Mark.
Jeffrey Mark, my friend Jeffrey, who thinks I'm Mr. Tight Pants.
That is the truth.
And that's what he said. I'm just
He
repeating it.
called him that on the air.
Yep, he said it on the air, Mr. Tight Pants.
Yep.
Oh my God. I'm going to do that night.
Uh,
I'm going to play Jimmy Fallon's I got my tight pants on.
oh my God, he is going to love that. He's going to be dancing.
I'm going to
He's going
put
to
that
want you to turn
I
around.
got my tight pants on. That's
He's
funny.
going to want you to turn around. You're going to be doing the go-go dancing now.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. We will see you tomorrow night. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Be kind to each other.
Yes.
Be good to each other. You know what? We said it earlier. Tomorrow's promised to no one. So be good. Be kind. Um, I'm not saying everybody's got to find God or have Jesus in your life, but you know what? It don't hurt.
Right.
It don't
And
hurt.
reach out to your family. Learn,
Yeah.
go back to family values.
If you haven't talked to a relative in a while, pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Aunt, somebody or Uncle, whatever."
Hmm.
You know, do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Reach
Mill.
out.
I think that was ending on a very happy note.
Yes.
I may shed a tear now. Hold on.
Oh. But I've been wanting to do that show for a while because it just started to get to me about family values, and people need to know what family
I
values are. So
understand, but but people who know your story, and thank you for being brave and telling your story on the air a couple of times, especially on the bully show that you did.
yes.
That was really important. If you guys haven't seen that, go watch Amelia's bully show that she did. A really, really, a very important show. Well, listen,
Hmm.
it's we're gonna wrap 8 o'clock exactly. Hell of a show.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here. Good night,
Good night,
folks. We'll see you
everyone.
tomorrow night.